What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today I'm going to share with you 3 recent returns that I got back in the mail from individuals that signed autographs for me and profile each of those individuals for you to learn about their careers in baseball. So the first return that I'm going to talk about is from former Cincinnati Reds pitcher Paul Moskau on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Paul signed all 4 of these for me in nice blue Sharpies, so let me tell you about Paul Moskau and his career in baseball. Paul was originally born in Missouri, however relocated to Arizona, where he attended Rincon High School in Arizona, and later Arizona State University, and then Azusa Pacific University in California. He was originally drafted by the Cleveland Indians in the 5th round of the '74 draft, however chose not to sign with them and instead attended college. A year later, in 1975, he was selected in the 3rd round by the Cincinnati Reds and chose to sign with that organization. His first year in the minor leagues, he was pretty successful in his rookie ball and single-A stop. He posted a 10-2 record in 14 games with a 1.53 ERA. The next year, the Reds promoted him to the AA affiliate, where he appeared in 26 games, posted a 13-6 record with just a 1.55 ERA. Well, in 1977, the Reds moved him up another level, and after appearing in 12 games in their AAA affiliate with a 7-1 record, Paul got called up to the major leagues. Well, he pitched in his first game. He gave up 4 2/3 innings. He gave up 8 hits and 4 earned runs, and unfortunately he got a no decision in this game. But more importantly, Paul the pitcher actually hit a home run in his major league debut game. So Paul would stick with the team the rest of the season, appearing in 20 games, starting 19 of them, posting even a .500 record with a 6-6 record. The following year, in 1978, he would just appear in 4 games in their AAA affiliate, but would spend the majority of his season appearing in 26 games in the 1978 season for the Cincinnati Reds. The following year, in 1979, he would appear in a couple games in AAA, but would stick in the major leagues for 21 games with the Reds, posting a 5-4 record in 21 games and 15 starts. The following year, he would split time between the bullpen and the starting rotation with the Reds. In 1980, posted a 9-7 record. In 1981 rolled around, he was strictly moved to the bullpen, where he appeared in 27 games for the Reds that year, posting a 2-1 record. After the '81 season, the Reds decided to trade him to the Baltimore Orioles, who actually flipped him to the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates had Paul in their organization for 1 year, where he split time between their AAA affiliate and their Major League club, appearing in 13 games for the Pirates that year. After the end of the '82 season, the Pirates let him go and he signed as a free agent with the Chicago Cubs. He spent 1 season with the Cubs, again splitting time between their AAA and AA affiliate, appearing in 8 games total in the major leagues for the Cubs. And at the age of 29 years old, Paul retired from baseball as a player. After his playing career in baseball, Paul went back and actually became a school administrator in his second career. After he retired from being a school administrator, he worked in sports marketing, and to this day he actually owns a sports marketing firm out of Arizona. Another thing that I found that was unique about Paul that I found on the internet was he is actually the owner of a baseball channel called iBaseball Channel, and I actually found a clip of him talking about, of all things, in the kitchen, talking about a holiday peanut brittle recipe. So I'm going to link that peanut brittle recipe video down here at the bottom and up here in the corner if you can check that out. It's definitely funny seeing Paul, telling you how to cook peanut brittle. So I want to thank Paul for signing these for me, and we'll move on to the next return. Alright, so this next return is also from that era, and it is from Arizona, and it is a return from Dave Revering on 1, 2, him as a Yankee, him as a Red, him as a Seattle Mariner, and him as an Oakland A. So I covered all the bases here with Dave Revering almost in his playing career. So let me tell you about Dave Revering and his career in baseball. So Dave Revering, a California native, attended Bella Vista High School in California and was drafted by the Reds in the 1971 draft in the 7th round out of Bella Vista High School in Fair Oaks, California. He signed with the Reds and at 18 years old appeared in 45 games in their rookie ball affiliate, hitting 8 home runs and batting .271. Dave would work his way up through the Reds organization all the way to AAA in 1977, where he would post 29 home runs and bat .300 for the Reds AAA affiliate. Well, after that 1977 season, the disgruntled Vida Blue was wanting to leave Oakland. And unfortunately, the trade was vetoed by then Commissioner of Baseball, and he was not traded for Vida Blue. Instead, he wound up being traded for Doug Bear to the Oakland A's. Well, upon his acquisition, Revering immediately assumed the first base duties for the Oakland A's in the major leagues. He batted .271 with 16 home runs and 46 runs batted in his first season. The next year in 1979, the A's lost 108 games. Revering emerged as something of a star for the lowly club, hitting 19 home runs, driving in 77 RBIs while batting .288. The next year in 1980, Revering would follow up with a .290 batting average, hitting 15 home runs for the Oakland A's in 1980. In 1981, he would start the season with Oakland. He'd get off to a little bit of a slow start, and then he would be traded to the New York Yankees for Jim Spencer and Tom Underwood. Well, his time at the Yankees, he would spend primarily being a backup to Bob Watson at the time, and he really just could not get momentum going with the Yankees. And by 1982, the Yankees, he only appeared in 14 games for the Yankees that year. The Yankees decided to ship him off to the Toronto Blue Jays on May 5th of 1982 for veteran first baseman John Mayberry. He would not last the entire season of 1982 with the Blue Jays, and they would actually let him go, and he would then sign with the Seattle Mariners, and then would finish the season in 1982 with the Seattle Mariners. So he actually played for 3 teams that final year with the Mariners. Well, to say the least, he struggled mightily at almost every stop of that 1982 season with the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and the Mariners. The Mariners chose not to re-sign him, and they actually released him, and he signed with the Detroit Tigers for the 1983 season. Well, he didn't appear in a game for the Tigers as they released him right before opening day in 1983. The Tigers offered him a minor league assignment, and Revering chose not to accept that assignment, and they instead gave him his unconditional release. I'm not really sure what Dave wound up doing post-playing career as a baseball player, but I want to thank him very much for signing my cards. I'm hoping that maybe we can get a couple of these other players to sign that card. I know I've seen Pat Putnam sign through the mail for a small fee. I'm not sure about Wayne Cage, but I know Ted Cox up here in the corner has passed away, so he won't be able to sign that card. So hopefully you'll be seeing this card back in some future episodes, and we'll move on to the next return. All right, so finally, if you're a lifetime baseball fan, and if you're definitely a Toronto Blue Jays fan, you're going to know this guy. And this is a return from former Blue Jay catcher Buck Martinez, also Milwaukee Brewer catcher Buck Martinez, on 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me tell you about the legendary Buck Martinez, and I say legendary in the fact that he was the manager of the Blue Jays, and he was also an announcer of the Blue Jays, and he also was a player for the Blue Jays. So if you're a Blue Jays fan, you definitely know this guy. So let me tell you about Buck Martinez and his career in baseball. Martinez was born in California and attended Elk Grove High School in Elk Grove, California. He later went on to play college baseball for California State University, Sacramento, and Sacramento City College. He signed as a non-drafted free agent with the Philadelphia Phillies on May 21st, 1967. With the Phillies, he spent 2 years in their minor league system before he was selected in the Rule 5 draft by the Houston Astros. Well, the Houston Astros did not hang on to him long after that Rule 5 selection and actually traded him just less than 2 weeks later to the Kansas City Royals. Well, with the Kansas City Royals organization being relatively new, Buck actually spent very little time in the Royals minor league system, and in 1969, at just age 20 years old, was catching for the Major League Kansas City Royals. Buck posted a .229 batting average in 72 games, and in the 1970 through 73 season would have a roller coaster ride, being the backup catcher in the majors as well as being a catcher in AAA for the Royals. Finally, after the 73 season, Buck stuck as the everyday backup catcher from basically 1974 to 1977 with the Royals, until the Royals decided to trade him to the St. Louis Cardinals, actually, which in turn flipped him the very same day to the Milwaukee Brewers. So with the Brewers, Buck would continue being a backup catcher. He actually appeared in 89 games his first year with the Brewers as their backup, backing up Ted Simmons, the Hall of Famer, basically the future Hall of Famer. And then after the spring of the 1981 season, Buck would be traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. Buck would continue to play for the Blue Jays for the next 6 seasons until finally the age of 37. Buck hung up the cleats as a player and went right into the broadcasting booth. Well, Buck became an announcer for the Blue Jays for quite a while, actually, and then he decided to step from the broadcast booth and take his at being the manager. So in 2000, Martinez was hired as Toronto's manager after Jim Fricosi's contract wasn't renewed. It seemed to be the right fit. However, the success was very short-lived as the team struggled through the remainder of the season and finished just with an 80-82 record his first year. He was fired 53 games into the 2002 season with just a 20-33 record. At the time he was fired, the Blue Jays were on a 3-game winning streak, having just swept the Detroit Tigers. Well, this wasn't the end of Martinez's coaching as a manager, as he was actually selected to be the inaugural manager for the first 2006 World Baseball Classic for Team USA. Martinez was the manager at the helm for Team USA during that World Baseball Classic, and then after the World Baseball Classic finished, he returned to the broadcast booth. So over the years after 2006 and after his managing career, he spent time working for not just the Blue Jays, as their announcer, but also working for ESPN, working for the MLB Network, working for TBS as the Game of the Week announcer, so on and so forth. So Buck Martinez is one of these guys that at the age of 20 years old, he was in the major leagues for the Kansas City Royals. And this guy had the unique opportunity to spend almost his entire adult life in baseball in some capacity. Talk about a dream job. So thank you very much, Mr. Martinez, for signing my cards. I also want to thank Dave Revering for signing my cards, as well as maybe getting this card signed here. We'll see what other players we can get to sign that one. I also want to thank Paul Moskau for signing my cards. Moskau, hopefully I'm saying that right. And little did I know, Paul had a secret peanut brittle recipe that may be very good. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try it sometime around the holidays. So tell me what you think about this video, about my returns. Let me know what your favorite one was in this video. And if you have any comments, I'd love to hear them, as I love to reply to them and say hello to everybody that watches my videos. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.